being here tonight. I am so honored and grateful to present tonight's lecture, Recital Research. What you just heard is a Korean contemporary composition by a female composer, and that Dr. Rachel Park here will be researching, sharing her wonderful research and insights and all the wonderful elements that we will learn about Korean culture tonight. Before we dive into all that, I wanted to give thanks to UAH Music Film and Theater Department, my wonderful colleagues, students, all the people that have helped. Also, Dr. Anne-Marie Shu to make tonight's program also possible with this collaboration on humanities through music, and most importantly, also the college and the Humanities Center that really made it possible for sponsoring Dr. Rachel Park's visit. Dr. Rachel Park is the Associate Professor in Piano in Jacksonville State University. She has performed more than 1,500 concerts from around the world within a span of 10 years as pianist in 2 ensemble groups that she will share more later on. In addition, she has also made her Carnegie debut, has played in the Korean Embassy in Washington, D.C., and is the honorary ambassador for Good Neighbor USA, many wonderful nonprofit organizations. And so we just finished our discussion panel earlier, discussing the intersection of music and cultures from around the world. And so tonight we're giving a musical presentation to accompany the research sharing, such as the music to open the research presentation tonight on how culture and music can intertwine in our daily lives. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the baton to Dr. Park. Thank you for being here. Thank you all.
Thank you for everyone to come to here and to share your time with us. And I really appreciate Dr. Melody and then invited me here to share my research and help us to interact with about music and the world and culture today. Let me see. Today's topic is Korean composers and their piano works, but I will also include some of the cultural aspects of Korea and comparing with Alabama, even a little bit of it. Also I want to share my experience, how I interact with music, helping society with the musical activities, how I support as I get involved with some organizations through musical services. So I want to also share that aspect, a little bit about it as well. Let me see. So if you can see, Korea is really a small country. Do you know where it is? It's Asia. And then you see the China on the left side. If you go further, you can see India, and then you see the island, little L shape. The upside down L shape. That's Japan. So it's East Asia. There's South Korea, and divided into 2. Upper portion of that is North Korea. As you may heard a lot about, communism and the persecution up there. But if you can see the comparison of the right side of that, the blue is the state of Alabama size. So Korea is a little smaller, slightly smaller than Alabama. But most of the land in South Korea, 70% is a mountain, so only 30% of the land, people are living there. So the density of the population, if I compare it, if there's a 510 people living in South Korea, here is like in Alabama, 60 people will live on the same scale of that property. So Alabama is rather larger. But it's, as you hear, South Korea is the southern portion of the America. Lots of good things, hospitality, a welcoming spirit. Somehow it's similar there as well. I want to introduce something about Korea, and I've been, any of you heard about South Korea? Or music? Or food? Or some drama? Movie? Or dance? Or those singing groups? So lots of cultural and cultural heritage. And then there's a unknown aspects, very amazing aspects about it is the South Korea was the country first invented the movable metal type, type. It's not before 200 before years before Gutenberg invented it. So like 1200 some that years, it got invented, and so some scientific inventions, a lot of some amazing scientific inventions are still herited in Korea. Also, the language, if you see that here, Korea, you may not be able to see it well. It's totally different language, alphabet system than the alphabet in here in America. But it's really somehow really easy to learn, and write down the sound itself. So UN picked that language, Hangul, we call it Hangul, to help those countries doesn't have their writing system to use Hangul because it's so easy to learn it. And this one got invented by the King Sejong like 500-600 years ago. Before that, we've been using Chinese letters, so all the documents and the people use it for their writing. But as you know, it's really hard. So it's all the scholars work together. So it's really easy to learn. Even in 1 week, you can master it. So try it, okay? Over the summer break, try it. Your new project. So you may got exposed as you see the drama and things like that. You may exposed to the culture, like family and the society and the working places and the music and the dress code or things like that, food. So those things you can expose to the culture of Korea nowadays a lot of through media as well. Let me see. So I will move on to the next one. Since the music is the language, express ourselves, when we create something, it's just coming through us, it's we cannot totally free from ourselves as we create something. It just reveals ourselves, our some weak point or strong point or whatever experience or our habit or our perspectives, and everything's just melting in there. So music is actually part of the culture, as a part of the culture. So it just to convey the spirit and the culture of Korea really well, representing it. So I want to tell you about the Korean musical, the aspects of it. Korean music carries a unique characteristics where tradition and modernity blend harmoniously, deeply, and reflecting the emotions and sentiments of Korean culture. So music in Korea is often a reflection of nature and human life, with particular emphasis on the concept of Han. Han is kind of the deepest from our heart. It's sadness, longing, and painful, something, that kind of emotion, stirring up deep emotional, that kind of thing. So in America, I saw many people just be cool. It is what it is, and then just move forward. It's okay. Are you, good morning, how are you? I'm good. So I saw many cool things, but in Korea, the Han is like never forgetting the sadness inside of some having deep inside of you. It's really thick, but it's not anger, things like it's just a fermented kind of too sad, so that's so beautiful, something like that. You're just holding it, inside of you. And then another one is Jong. That's affection, attachment, and love, and feeling of care, and often with a focus on emotional bonds between people. So let me see, which are central to Korean emotional expression. These two feelings play a vital role in the culture, and they are often reflected in Korean music, even Korean drama. You may see that, you may feel it. Even if you go travel to Korea, you will be really well received. They want to share food, just want to give you something, something like that. Want to share, just to embrace you as a family. So this is a joke. I'm sorry, I may talk too much today. The word "we" in Korea, people just categorize every "we" as a one body. So use the word a lot, "we" and "our." So we don't say "my school." This is we in Korea. People say "our school," and even mom, even wife, they said "our wife." They are not sharing their wives, but that's the way to say, our wife and our mom, not my mom. So it's really embracing everybody and together as a whole united group, as a family. So that can be kind of a part of a charm, and they are ready to share and ready to include everybody in that group. Another thought it would be when we had a really financial became really crashed the whole country. We call it IMF. So we had it funded by the international some kind of organization. But at the time to overcome that, the country got bankrupt, kind of that whole nation. But people start to bring their rings, wedding rings, and for the babies, the gold rings, and they sold it. This is just voluntarily. Many people brought those, and then just that solve that issue in a short amount of time. So it's like that group, that idea, that concept is really strong in Korea. Anyway, we'll keep moving on to that. Another concept melting in the art and music and everywhere is he no e rak. So he means joy and happiness. As you can see, the Chinese characters behind it, as the king invented Hangul, it's just a sound, writing down the sound, but the meaning, still, we can match the words with the Chinese letters. So it sounds like that, but it has meaning in it. And then lo means anger and rage. And the e means sorrow and sadness. And it can be, some people say e means like love, the other letter, another Chinese letter. And then 락 is pleasure and enjoyment. So hino era, so kind of we may experience that through our lives, all in different stages. So that's the really wonderful theme, become wonderful theme for any music or cultural expression in South Korea. So those are the main 4 emotions or 4 feelings that are central to the human experience, particularly in traditional Korean music and cultural in general. All right. I'll introduce you some traditional Korean music. There's a vocal music, and there's instrumental music, and even orchestra, all the people, those all different instruments come together and then play together. And drum, kind of percussionistic, that music. The top picture of the here, it's percussionics. That's really upbeat and energetic. And the down, this one, pansori, that's singing with the drum. But that's really, if you hear it, it's out of your imagination. The sound is really rough, almost like shouting out. So there are many different formats and different settings and different instrumental and vocal music. But is there anybody play brass instruments? Yeah, no one there? Not much brass instruments, just wanted to let you know. Let me see.
I will let you hear. And also those notes are really not divided into like in a same distance like here, like piano or violin, Western sound. Um, this is maybe sound like very out of tune to you. Okay, I warned you. Okay, I'm gonna play each music for you. So this is a kuga called like the music for of the nation, and then the orchestra for the king. That instrument is like you don't see it. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back to it. And then next one is percussionistic music. 사물놀이. The one on the top, the picture. We'll hear that. I hope I can show the video of the. I can see it, but somehow I don't know how to show you that. Let me see. And then 판소리, the one on the bottom. This is UNESCO. Yeah.
신방문의 말을 듣고 상성령 거듭쳐버리고 어서 따로 꽃에 목을 안고 아이고 아버지 진봉사 깜짝 놀래요. 에이 아버지라니 누구요? 아이고 나는 아들도 딸도 남동경에 따라 나보네. 아주 좋은 때가 문 3년이 이게 웬 말이야?
How do you feel about the sound? It's a lady singing that. It's kind of storytelling about famous story in South Korea. So it's people loved to hear story when those people artists visit their town a long time ago in the history. Okay, and the next one is, let me see, I moved it. Let's keep moving to the next one. Let me see. is actually recording from the group where I performed it together. The Pilgrim Ensemble I was about to say, tell about it, introduce you. But you can hear the flute made with the bamboo. It's Korean traditional flute, but it's really appealing sound. I love that, and then many people love that sound. I hope you enjoy it. So as you can hear, there's a certain like exact pitch on it. It's like sometimes you're reaching up to that, or move over there, and then make it slightly, make it a little out of tune at the end. So I would say like it's kind of a sound like whipping or really flexible sound. You can hear it. So here's myself as a pianist. But everybody has their story of life and experience, and I want to share it. But as I grew up in South Korea, and I moved to America to study my terminal degree with my husband. So after I got married and then came, almost I was like 30 years old, 30 years old at the time. So fully grew up in South Korea, but as I'm actively involved here in American society, and I got lots of questions about the Korean culture, and then I realized, yeah, that's my identity. I can share, and clearly, and I can introduce that. That can be a unique language or unique identity I can, represent to the people here. And as I share it, people will really get into it, So as a Korean American pianist, I have reflected on the ways in which I can contribute. I believe that my unique cultural background and experiences allow me to offer a diverse perspective on music, both in performance and teaching. So I'm passionate about sharing the rich traditions of Korea, South Korean music, while also embracing the classical Western piano repertoires. So let me see, also introducing some of the activities what I've done. I toured with the Pilgrim Ensemble and the King's Brass in here in America, and Pilgrim Ensemble was in South Korea. So both 7 years and then 3 years, as I'm traveling almost like 100 concerts per year, we visited all different cities in even South Korea and China. We went to like Qingdao, Shanghai, Beijing, even in the inner portion of the continent. And also we went to Taiwan and Thailand. Even we went to Iraq during the war. So we were on the military, the airplane, with wearing a special vest and the helmet. We could have targeted, but that we didn't know that. I was too young and just enjoyed it, and I didn't realize how dangerous is it. But through the music, I realized the music is a kind of a door for me to meet people, share my story. That's just opportunity to interact with, the thing I can express mostly in a good way and clearly. That was my kind of language to communicate with the world. And there were needs for the music as well. So we supported lots of organizations and their purpose and needs. So we supported their events and also their fundraising concert or their donors. As we work together, they hired us, and then we helped their goal, supporting to build up, fundraising to help other needs in the globally. So that was a very meaningful activities. Lots of experience wanted to share. If you want to come to me next time, I will want to share detailed thing. All right. Now, as a musical person, I hope that was not too long and gave you some interesting aspects about Korean music. So here's, I want to introduce some of the piano works and some of Korean composers, including male composer, because I thought it's worth it to include it. This is a very unique piece. You may hear different sonority. This is actually 12 holy bell sound for piano, if I translate into English. So 12 holy bell sound for piano. Why bell sound? Because the composer, Myung-hwan Johan Kim, he studied composition in Vienna. So after he studied sound and things like that, he studied with a professor and who found the bell harmony. And a certain order of notes will make people to hear as a bell sound. So it's very unique, the sound system, the harmony system. So I'm gonna play, I may play just the first piece, the piece of the Lord. You can hear the sonority and the overtone. You will hear after I play it thing, and then it turned into bell sound, like the church bell from the distance, like that kind of sound. You can hear it. So hope you enjoy it. And after that, we're gonna introduce one by one the next music to you. that's what he composed, like 12 of them. But that is mostly unique in that aspects, and the sonority is clearly presenting that that occurring happening that sound. So I wanted to share that. Okay, next one is it's for pedagogical works composed by Hee-young Yang. Um, Hee-young Yang is currently the composition professor at Oikos University in Oakland, California. And she's compositional, the style is unique way to delivering the tradition and the Korean and Western music in a contemporary form. Cross-cultural components is characteristic of her character of her pieces. Also, she used many Korean folk tunes for her compositions. In this compositions, since some of the music majors attending here, so I wanted to share some easier repertoires you can try to learn it. But those are, if you see the first one, Curious Cuckoo, that's and also Balloon Flower Waltz in Wonderland. What Are You Doing, Mr. Fox? A Sweet Breeze. Those are the first three of them actually from folk tunes. So you can hear certain melody line. That's exactly Korean folk tune. You will hear it. And a sweet breeze. And grammatically it may not be correct. But just like yeah, that's right. This is about something like sweet chestnut selling in the winter season, baked in. So people, very chill and they are rushing into, go back home, but they smell that sweet, sweet, you know, maybe one thread of that little bit, tempting smell, sweet smell, just calling people, come here, and something like that. So maybe she indicated as a sweet breeze. So those are actually all four of them has used the folk tune of South Korea. So I'm gonna play one by one. Hope you enjoy it. And this third one, What Are You Doing, Mr. Fox? This one got composed to introduce many different
skills to play piano. So sometimes it's a knocking for a board, and it cluster means you are just brushing many notes with your palm, and then at the end you will surprise, and you will see it later. So here we go. What are you doing, Mr. Fox? Usually you gotta cut like that, but it has this protection. Wait, it gotta be bump. Yeah, that's good. Anyway, okay, next one, sweet breeze.
Hope you can try that over the summer as your hobby. All right. Next piece, I will collaborate with Dr. In. Korean composers' pieces, especially written for duet. So actually sitting on a one piano, but we call it four hands. So we are gonna play the turtles, arirang, and birds and ants and bicycle. Especially the second one, arirang. You can hear another tune mixed with the arirang, that is a unification song. So as you know, Korean is divided into two. So the music is just a singing that hope to want to make united one country. So like we worked on the social study today, political social study, and it's related with that maybe. Also total representing the one of the animals having a long life, So it's really having that kind of hope as well. Hoping the person lives long or something. They used that character as well. So lots of things, and especially the last one, bicycle. Here's a secret method for us. What do you think? This one? It's a metal chapstick. And we're gonna put it on the piano. You will hear rattle sound. So she used this one, chapstick, for her composition. So it's really fun piece. So this one is also written for children. So it's pretty much approachable for you as well. Okay, so here's a Dr. Ying, and we're gonna perform together.
you enjoyed all this cultural exchange through music tonight. I thought this piece is really worth mentioning, how innovative it is to completely implement foot culture of Korea into piano playing. I have never seen a chopstick piece. There is a ping pong concerto. If you have not seen it, go Google on YouTube. There's a ping pong concerto, but chopsticks on piano duet is my first. And so I thank Dr. Park and the composer Jury So for being so creative and innovative, really embodying how humanities through music, like what we're holding is a very traditional culture, not only from Korea, but Asian countries. So next, I wanted to introduce these three folk songs, and I have checked with Dr. Park, the expert of Korean traditional music, that they are still widely played. You have heard the Ali Land that we just also included in our duet. For those of you who are familiar with the piano, you know that there are black keys, right? For those of you who are not familiar with the piano, I'm sure you have seen enough keyboard diagrams that you've seen the black and white. And so in music, we call that pentatonic scale because of the music notation that use do, re, mi, so, la. So if you are ever interested to go to a piano, if you just hit all the black keys there, you have the pentatonic scale that made a lot of music from Asia, particularly Ali Land, that you have heard it over and over. And I'm gonna actually play the more original version, arranged by Lawrence Lee, for this folk song that is not only from many hundred years ago, but still nowadays are being sung in every day, especially the first Ali Land. UAH Wind Ensemble just performed it last year. And the lullaby is still widely sung from mother to babies, from back then to now. And Han River is one of the most famous river in Korea that really represent the big horizon for Korean culture. So here it is, the three folk songs from the Korean folk song collection. And if you're ever interested, it is very great collection because not only it has all the Korean letters, if you are interested in the language, like Dr. Park said, it sounds very easy. I want to pick up 1 week in summer to learn it. And if I cannot complete learning, I have to call her up and teach me. But not only that is, I wanted to mention how music and humanities are really intertwined because all these folk songs are from different regions, whether if we're talking about United States or even other countries in Europe or all the countries in Asia. And so I love how this piano book actually introduced a lot of historic information. They have a little brief sentences before they present the musical score, and I will make sure to let you see it after the recital as well. And interestingly, there's also a map of Korea, so you can learn history, geography, language, music, all in one. So here it is. Thank you. I think you could hear the han and the he, the joy that Dr. Park earlier was explaining embedded in the cultural language. And isn't it so interesting that in musical language you can hear that without any lyrics that express that nationalistic cultural element that is so embedded. So next, once again, this Alilan is like the second anthem for Korea, which UNESCO recognized as the intangible heritage representing Korea. And this one is called Parting is Such a Sweet Sorrow by Hyun Yen, and is the lament on the theme of Ali Lan, which you just heard again, but in another completely different rendition than the duet that we heard, or the traditional folk song that I just played. So open your ears to hear it, see if you can find that da 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 embedded in this. coming tonight. Before we conclude with the wonderful Ali Lan, with the wonderful arrangement from Dr. Park that you will hear tonight as we conclude her wonderful lecture recital, I want to remind you that tomorrow we will conclude this year's festival with Dr. Edisher Savitsky, who is the Associate Professor in Piano in University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa at 12 p.m. It's a lunchtime recital for 1 hour. He will perform works by Brahms and Beethoven. So I hope that you'll be able to join us to conclude this year's festival. So thank you all for coming. I truly appreciate it. And here's Rachel Park's arrangement of Ali Lan. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to all of you and Dr. Ying to prepare this wonderful opportunity to share the heritage of South Korea, also the music from the South Korea. Hope you keep enjoying exploring different cultures and diversity as you're studying at UAH Huntsville here. And I bet many of you already have plenty of resources and plenty of friends from faculty members from all around the world. So don't just stay in the classroom, but be there and interact with them and open your perspective and worldview more widely. Okay, thank you so much.
those are